Kirsten, welcome to my book nook. Today I'm talking about pretty books as my partner's sister-in-law just released her book and look how pretty it is. So I thought it'd be fun to talk a little about this book and also to show you some books that I maybe haven't talked about on the channel before and I think have quite attractive covers. So first up is Lost Subjects by Marianne Womack. It's got this beautiful bird and all the birds. There are a lot of stories about birds in this book, and the birds are sort of made up of almost forest fire figures reflected in this pool of water around this kind of lost looking figure there. There's ammonites in the water, and oh, it's so beautiful. There's so much depth here as well, and the colours. The art is by Vince Haig, and it's a selection of weird fiction short stories. Marianne's specialty is evolutionary disasters in fiction, and it covers all sorts of places from Spain to Scotland, and there are insects and birds and weird stuff going on with the climate, but there's love and there's loss and there's people who deal with each other in ways which are really, really recognisable. It's a beautiful book and I'd recommend it. Thankfully, I hate reading books by people I know. I don't know whether you feel this, but I always feel like I'm rubbish and not saying exactly what I feel. So if I don't like it, they will know. And then there's always that moment of relaxation when you're like, oh, no, I do like it, thankfully. Okay, second book. Minette Walters' The Echo. Completely different. It's a thriller, crime thriller, and I just love the way this spiral staircase goes. This is about a homeless alcoholic who walks into someone's garage and dies, and trying to work out why he chose that garage, who the wealthy widow really is, and what is going on. It's very dark because Minette Walters always is. It's very beautiful. It's really well written, very gripping, and I just love the way the eye is made from the staircase, and the artwork there is uncredited. Oh no, Malcolm Dixon. Sorry, yeah. The artwork is by Malcolm Dixon and the Special Photographers Company. On to something completely different again. I've got David Eddings Losers. Eddings normally writes fantasy. On this particular occasion, he's writing contemporary. It's a little bit Catcher in the Rye-ish, and I just love the way this guy is one of the eponymous losers, and it's just, he's breaking his leg, it's snowing, there's light that's just not bringing hope, but just illuminating how much despair there is in this book. And it's a really good book if you enjoyed The Little Friend by Donna Tartt, or indeed if you enjoyed Catcher in the Rye. If you enjoyed Catcher in the Rye, pick this book up. It's only, it's 298 pages, so it's not an only, but it felt like a quick read. That felt like a quick read at the time. And it's about this guy who's a good guy. He's a good boy, and he gets into drink and drinks a lot. So he becomes an alcoholic, I think. This guy whose life sort of falls apart when he breaks his leg in a car accident, and he ends up living with the sort of people he'd never have spoken to before, and how that all kind of goes, and it's I sort of look into how the other half lives from the perspective of a middle class American. Children's books. I picked up Hurricane Child, which you have seen before, just because I absolutely love this. This is Caroline. She was born in a hurricane. She's completely unlucky, she believes. But then she gets a friend, and the friend tries to help her turn her luck around. And she finds things out about herself and her past that bring her peace. And it's got these beautiful flowers around the outside, and I just love this. The artwork. By Tonya Engel. The art's by Tonya Engel and the jacket's designed by Bailey Crawford. And just look underneath as well, it's sort of purple and blue, and it's got embossed flowers, and it's just lovely. Actually, I just realised I could have used this one for the Pride Flag tag about spirituality, because Caroline herself is a lesbian, comes to spirituality, but there's a lot of spirits and religion and just kind of otherworldliness going on in this book as well. So yeah, this one's my purple for the Pride Book Flag. I've just decided. Hurricane Child by Karen Callender, and it's really lovely. I'd highly recommend it. Back to weird fiction, I've got Never Stop, which is selected by Emilia Taranta, and it is all books of Finnish authors who'd mostly never published in English before, and it covers the gamut of all sort of SFF, which is why it's got these lovely cogs and the clouds and the trees, and it sort of looks a little bit sci-fi and a little bit fancy, and it's all lovely and grey, and it's really, really lovely. I really love this. My husband bought this for me. I think I'll keep him. And I don't see a credit for the artist, but oh yes, I do. Cover is by Anu Korpinen, so again a Finnish artist, and it's all, if you particularly like Finnish work, this is brilliant. If you didn't know you liked Finnish work but you do like sci-fi and fantasy, this is also brilliant. I finished the book, I was like, I have to learn Finnish because I have to read some more of their works, but of course I haven't learned Finnish. I posted a review on Goodreads, and within about half an hour several of the authors had come and liked it. I felt so embarrassed. Anyway, it's a really lovely book. It's got a lot of varied stories in there from varied voices, and pick it up if you like that sort of thing. And last, I've got Amrita by Banana Yoshimoto, which I mentioned in my last video. As you can see, it's very plain blue with the contrasting blue calligraphy and the white writing. Cover design is by Pentagram. It's about an actor who dies, leaving behind a sort of unconventional family who have to kind of pull together now that she's died. And it's not my favourite Banana Yoshimoto, but I've never read a Banana Yoshimoto I haven't liked, and I do love this colour. Love this cover. It's just the way that everything is slightly off centre, because everything in the book is thrown off kilter by Amrita dying. And yeah, it's The Independent on Sunday described it as the voice of young Japan. Well, that was quite a while ago. I don't think necessarily. It's published in 1997 in English. So yeah, I don't, and I just really love it. So let me know if you fancy picking any of those up, if you'd like to hear more about books I read in the past and I haven't reread recently. That'd be also really useful, and I will see you soon. Bye.